Today, we're getting into a really important and, I think, often misunderstood topic.
We're looking at relationships between autistic and neurotypical partners.
And for so long, the conversation is really focused on the neurotypical partner's distress. That feeling of being misunderstood, which some people call the Cassandra experience.
But what our sources are really pointing to is, well, the other side of that. They call it the Cassandra Syndrome in reverse.
Okay, so what is that exactly?
It's the profound psychological trauma felt by the autistic partner, this constant feeling of being judged, criticized, and that their actual neurobiology is just seen as a character flaw.
That their way of being is treated like an intentional failure.
Exactly. So our mission today is to really unpack that, why it happens, and what can be done.
All right, so let's get into it. Before we look at the specific day-to-day conflicts, what's the foundational theory here? What explains this mutual confusion?
That would be the double empathy problem, or DEP. It's a really powerful idea that comes from autistic scholars.
And how does that change the conversation?
Well, it completely challenges the old idea of an autistic social deficit.
Right.
Instead, it suggests the conflict is mutual. It's a two-way communication struggle, almost like a cultural gap between two different neurotypes.
That completely flips the script. So it's not one person who's bad at socializing. It's two people who are struggling to translate.
Precisely. And what's so fascinating is the evidence for this. We see that autistic people report a very high, very easy rapport with other autistic people.
Oh, the capacity for connection is absolutely there.
It's absolutely there. The struggle is in bridging that neurotype gap.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. How does this neurobiological reality translate into daily conflict? Let's start with that foundational clash.
Literalism versus implicit communication.
Yes.
This is a massive one. The ASD partner's brain is just wired to prioritize directness, honesty, facts.
While the NT partner is often communicating through emotional subtext, through nuance and things that are implied but not said.
Exactly. And so you get this catastrophic misunderstanding. The NT partner might say something like, "You never talk to me anymore."
And what they're really saying is, "I feel disconnected from you. I feel lonely."
Right. But the autistic brain doesn't hear an emotional bid. It hears a factual accusation that is incorrect.
He hears a character attack. "You are failing at this."
Yes. So their immediate response is a logical defense. "What are you talking about? We just talked for 40 minutes about the budget on Tuesday."
Which, of course, completely invalidates the original feeling of loneliness.
And just makes the cycle worse. So when that kind of emotional and sensory pressure builds up, what happens?
The system hits overload.
Right. You get withdrawal or shutdown. And it's so important to understand this isn't anger or defiance. It's like a fuse blowing.
It's a neurobiological necessity.
A total necessity. The system is overwhelmed with input and it just needs to reboot. They literally cannot process or speak until that happens.
But for the NT partner, that experience is interpreted as the worst kind of rejection.
The silent treatment. Intentional, passive-aggressive punishment. And that misinterpretation is just catastrophic.
Okay, so if the problem is this fundamental difference, not malice, how do you even begin to fix it?
You have to restructure the whole approach. It requires what we'd call a neurodivergent affirming model. It's all about mutual honor and translation.
And a key part of that is implementing structured communication models.
Yes. This isn't just, let's talk it out. It's a formal protocol. You state the intent of the conversation. You allow for dedicated, real processing time. Then you collaborate on solutions.
So it takes that abstract emotional reality of the NT partner and translates it into discrete, logical steps.
It makes it into actionable data that the ASD brain can process without feeling attacked, but it requires the NT partner to do the work.
They have to learn to speak differently.
They absolutely do. Use clear, literal, explicit language. You have to ditch the hints and generalizations. It's about creating a predictable, respectful rhythm.
So this deep dive really confirms that this reverse Cassandra dynamic, it's a product of both partners just failing to grasp the other's neurobiological reality.
It is. And for these relationships to thrive, the neurotypical partner really has to achieve a kind of radical humility, a recognition that their perspective is just half the equation.
And what's the ultimate step?
The ultimate step in breaking this cycle, and this is the thought I want to leave you with, is learning to trust the autistic partner's self-report.
Trust what they say about their own internal experience.
Believe them when they tell you what they need or how they're processing something, even when that reality seems completely counterintuitive to your neurotypical brain. That trust. That is the key.
Hey, this is Mark Hutton. Would you like to schedule a one-on-one Zoom call? Okay, it's so simple. Just look under any of my videos in the description area. Click on this Calendly link. Now you see my calendar. Pick your month, your day, anytime that's available. Enter your name and email address. Then you'll get a follow-up email with the Zoom link on the day and time that you picked. And voila, we will talk.